I told you the
Okay.
answers too.
I know. Didn't pay attention.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Alright, so far this chapter, we've been working on solving equations, solving quadratic equations. We did in-middle factoring like our warm-up. We've done AC factoring, which is the long one. We're going to learn a new one today, which isn't super tough, I don't think. It's not as easy as in-middle, but it's easier than AC. And it is called completing the square.
Nope, too much.
It's not bad.
Nope, quit.
It's not
Oh,
bad.
I put
Oh, has to be
negative.
2 questions.
I was supposed to put 1 instead of negative. Okay.
Alright, so for completing the square, usually, not always, but usually we have a problem like x squared minus 16x equals 0. And we want to change this so we can factor it with in-middle factoring. So I can only in-middle when I have a, b, and c, right?
Yeah.
So I need to come up with a c.
1.
So a is here in front of x squared, b is this negative 16, and c I'm going to get by doing this formula. It is going to be b divided by 2 squared. And then we're going to add that in as a c.
So it'd be 8.
That's
Or 8 squared.
So 16 divided by 2 is
64.
So b in here is 16, right? And
We
So-
didn't square it yet.
b is not
We're gonna
just
add
16, it's negative 16. So hang on, let's go through this. Okay?
Oh, negative
It's
60.
going to equal negative 16 divided by 2, right?
Yeah.
Squared. And I'm not going to skip this step, even though I know you guys can do negative 16 over 2 in your head, and you're going to see why in a minute. So we're going to go negative 16 over 2 is really negative 8, right? And then I square it. And what's a negative 8 squared?
Negative 64.
Positive 64, yeah?
Positive, yeah. No, I said that.
So this is going to be my new c. I'm going to put this in here where c should be. So I'm going to get an x squared minus 16x plus 64.
So this time all we gotta find out is what equals to the thing.
Yeah. It's not that bad. Okay. And I know you guys can do negative 16 over 2 in your head, but I'm not going to skip that step, and you're going to see why in just a couple minutes. So for right now, just trust me that it's going to make it easier later.
Nope.
So all I did was added a new c, and now I can go through an in-middle factor. What times what is 64 adds to negative 16. We're going to practice that more in a little bit. Alright. I want you, let's do one more, and then you guys can try one. I don't think you guys are too bad. Alright, in this problem right here, we're going to rewrite this into squared form.
What one?
So, my b is negative 4, right? So I need to find a new c.
And you divide by 2.
I'm going to go negative 4 divided by 2
Negative 2
squared,
Negative
which
2
is negative 2 squared, which is...
Sorry. Took him a gum.
Hang on, let me double check.
Wait, go back.
I know, I just double checked what we're doing next. Alright,
Alright.
and then negative 2 squared is positive 4. And when I put in c, so you see on this problem
We're
it
supposed to be
equals...
following along with you.
You see on this problem it equals 0, right?
No.
If I add something on the left, what do I need to do to the right side?
Do the same thing.
I need to do the same thing.
Nope.
So,
Opposite.
my new c is this 4 right here. So I'm going to put it in on this left. X squared minus 4x plus 4. And it's going to equal, instead of 0, because I added 4 on the left, I have to add 4 on the right. So I'm going to go x squared minus 4x plus 4 equals 4, because I added it to the 0. And we're actually going to go through and solve this for x on the next slide.
Whoa,
Wait.
whoa.
Okay.
What? So that's what?
Okay.
Wait.
Okay, if I had an x plus 2 equals 0, what would I do to get the x by itself? Or how do I? We minus 2, right? Don't I have to also minus 2 over here?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So if I do it on the left, I have to do it on the right. I added 4 on the left, didn't I?
Yeah.
So I have to add 4 to the right.
I mean, I
You didn't do it the last one, did you?
Well, I didn't have an equal 0 on this last one. This, oh, I did have an equal 0.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I mean, equals 64. Oh, I said it all the
You
time.
messed up, kid.
Yeah, my bad. I forgot.
You know how to do, Phil. Nobody's sleeping.
My bad.
I was just saying, you didn't do that last
Yeah,
time.
I forgot the equal 0, and we gotta put it right here too. Yeah.
2.
Okay. So if you do it on the left, you gotta do it on the right. Sorry, that was my bad. I forgot about it.
God dang it.
I know, I'm so terrible. Alright, so when you add it on the left, you also have to add it on the right. You guys wanna do another one together? You wanna try it on your own?
Let's do another one together.
Okay, let's look at this one real quick. X squared plus 6x, right? I need to find a c, and whatever the c is, I'm gonna put it on both
3
sides.
squared is 9.
So we're gonna do 6 divided by 2, and I'm not gonna skip
You're
the step,
nine.
and you're gonna see why in the next slide. 6 divided by 2 is 3. I got 3 squared, which is 9, right? So when I add this 9, 9 is my C I'm adding in. It's going to go on the left and on the right because that's where I'm adding
So
both of them.
x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 9.
X squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 9.
Dude, you're copying me, stop.
I will-
So do we just put those together in that?
Nope.
Never mind.
Nope.
Never mind.
Mine's 9.
Alright, try this one in the box. I want you to
Wait, is
rewrite.
that the answer?
Yeah, this is your answer. You're done right now.
We don't have to solve any more than that?
We're going to learn that in the next slide.
Oh
But
my
it's
What?
actually going to be pretty easy.
No,
Relax,
it's
it's going to be
not.
easy. It's going to be easy. You guys also need Desmos.
Can I
Don't
go?
forget Desmos.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
I don't need
today.
Desmos.
Yeah.
I'm too good for Desmos.
You can go outside playing this snow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cold.
Yeah.
Never mind, I wanted it. If it was walking weather, we could walk to your place.
Alright, I want you to do the one in the box. Rewrite it into squared form. Which
I
means
just
you have
found
that
easier
C.
stuff.
My uncle went that day. 'Cause my uncle went back to work finally.
Finally. Uncle Marky,
Yeah.
back of the job.
Yeah.
Hey, go.
No.
So rewrite this x squared minus 24x equals 0 into squared form.
Negative 24 divided by 2 is equal to negative 12.
Yep.
And then when you square that, it makes it 124?
144.
144.
Why do you have one shoe off?
Wait, what do you plus
I sewed
144?
this.
Yes.
This whole back
Because it's
together.
negative times a negative is positive.
Equals 144. Wait, and then what do we do after that? Period.
That's it. You're done for now.
Wait, but let me go ahead, see if I can do it. Then you want the minus 144 divide by negative 24, and then square root
It's
of
easier
that.
now. It's easier now.
Add them all together, do the actual problem.
You'll see next.
Wait, you questioning?
I want to know now.
Can I my uncle by 2?
Oh,
Okay.
Don't forget that's a negative 24, so it'll be a negative 12.
it's my
going,
money,
keep going.
and I need it now. Eight, 17 cash now.
Wait, should go with you.
I can't remember the part when the guy started singing opera and stuff.
I got
So,
Viking?
So
Yeah.
this is gonna be.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
Mr.
Viking,
Loki
the
can do
Viking
the
is a deep
Viking.
one.
Oh,
You
yeah.
already squared it to get 144. The squared is gone.
Need cash now.
7.
Looking pretty good. You got it right.
No.
I'm gonna get out of Socratic. We don't have to
What's
do
that
anything
squared?
worse than Socratic, do we?
12.
No, it's not 20. It's not 24.
Hey,
You
Beard.
times by 2.
Hey, I found the
Squared.
picture.
Hey, hey,
There you
Beard.
go. What?
Do we have to do anything more for Socratic?
For your exit ticket.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's start going through this. A couple people are still finishing off. That's fine. All right, DeAndre. How am I gonna find the C that I'm gonna add in?
24 divided by 2.
Negative 24 divided by 2.
Okay, just go 8 cents and cash now.
No.
I'll help you.
No, those are rips off. Rip offs.
How do you know?
Rips. Because they get you money, but then you have to give them less money or more money back. So if you go through and get like say $1,000, 2 weeks later you have to give them like $1,100 back or something like that.
Isn't like it for you to like get a job or something?
Yeah, they give you like your paycheck early, but then you have to pay them more money back.
Well,
So it's not worth it.
I mean, it sort of is. I mean,
Just waste money in the lottery, Goki.
Like normal people.
nickel slots.
And then when you win, you gotta
Hey,
buy
how'd
a
you
whole.
get that 12?
And then when you win,
Negative
before
24
you
divided by
quit,
What do you mean? How do you
It's
get
negative 12.
and if Goki wins the lottery before he
Wait.
quits, he has to buy
This
him
came out.
something.
Oh wait, never mind. I didn't put the 12. I just went straight to 144.
Okay. Well, that's fine, but it's actually gonna be important for the next slide. I'll show you why.
Okay,
Alright.
but I don't understand how come I didn't get 12. Like,
What
why did I get 12?
NFL player bought their whole team?
Ryan Lewis.
But it never told me 12.
Or no, maybe it wasn't the basketball
You
team.
did it all. You
Somebody
typed the whole
bought
thing in,
the
right?
whole team.
Oh, so I'm just supposed
Yeah,
to type
you didn't
this
do it.
in?
Yeah, I just typed in the
Like
very
Jordan?
middle.
Jimmy Butler would.
I
Boy,
did
that's
this
whack.
You'll see why in a second. Alright, so let's finish this and then you'll see why I'm not skipping this step right here.
Wait, Goki.
Okay. Yes, I
Never
am.
mind. I got questions like, so when we get to the 12 part, when
Yeah.
there's a squared,
Yeah.
do we times it? Or-
Well, it's negative 12 squared, which is negative 12 times negative 12.
Oh.
So not times 2, squared. Be careful. Alright, and I get 144. I gotta add this 144 to both sides.
People already
And I'm gonna get x squared minus 24x
Bro, we're gonna
24x plus 144,
Exactly.
and it's going to equal 144.
Boy, we got you to left.
All right, we're going to learn how to solve these, and they're really not. We're going to do it the long way once, and then you're going to see the shortcut. So the long way is kind of annoying, but we're only going to do the long way so you can see how to do the
You should only
shortcut.
show us one way because.
No, we're going to show you the long way, and then you'll see the shortcut. All right, I'm going to solve x squared plus 6x equals 216.
Nope, 200.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use completing the square. So we're going to complete the square and find c, and we're going to add c to both sides.
No, 432.
All right, so c is going to be 6 divided by 2 squared, right? And I'm not going to skip this step, but now you're going to see why. 6 divided by 2 is 3, right? 3 squared is 9. I'm going to add this to both sides. I'm going to go plus 9 on both sides. And I'm going to get x squared
225.
plus 6x plus 9 equals, what'd you say, 216?
225.
225. Because it's already 216 here, right? Plus 9 makes it 225. All right. Let's in middle factor this. What times what is 9 and adds up to 6?
3 times
3, yeah. No,
Not 3 times 2.
3 times.
It's 3 and 3.
3.
3 and 3, right?
I said 3
Oh,
and 3.
well, I was saying 3 times
I get
3 and
x
then
plus
3
3. And x plus 3, right?
Yeah.
And that equals 225. Okay. What did, so, I put a 3 and a 3, right? What did I get right here?
3.
Ooh, aren't these the same numbers?
Nice.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
That's
insane.
So,
the first time I did it.
So
Yeah.
we are going to find our c, and I'm not going to skip this step because
Yes.
this thing is going to be the exact same thing that goes in these parentheses. They're both going to be the same number.
Number 3.
Okay.
Number 3, my lord.
Now, we are going to go through, and I want to figure out what can I do for x to make it when I plus 3, it's 225. But it's going to be a little weird this time. Okay. I have x plus 3 and x plus 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If I had an x times x, what would that equal?
X.
X squared, right?
Oh, yeah, X.
What if I had a 2 times 2 is 4, right? But what if I were to write it, that's the same thing as 2 squared, right?
Yeah.
If I had a,
So it's 3 cubed.
no.
No.
If I had a 4x times 4x,
Wait,
that would be,
So is that just 2?
No,
Or
watch for it.
that would be 4x squared,
3
right?
squared?
This is going to be x plus 3 squared,
Oh, I was right.
which is going to equal 225. It's the exact same thing, right?
Wait,
So-
you just,
Just like x times x is x squared, 2 times 2 is really a 2 squared.
yeah, you were using that third thing like you were
Yeah.
part of it.
Okay. So I'm going to rewrite that as x plus 3 squared, and now we are going to solve it for x. And it's going to look a little weird.
Wait, so it's going to be x plus 3 squared equals 225.
Yes.
Why is
Wait, is this recording, Dohi?
Yes, I think so. It's
No,
a
it's
nice
not.
button.
I was like, oh man.
I don't know, you got me down myself now.
Oh no, it's pass off
Did I hit the button?
and go
Did I?
back.
Alright, I'm going to go through and solve this x plus 3 squared. And you see how I have this in parentheses?
Yes.
Oh no, I am recording. Alright, that means I have to do this last. So I have to get rid of the squared by doing what, Ira?
Oh,
Wait, what?
How do I get rid of a squared?
square root it.
Square root.
Thanks, Ira.
Yeah, dude.
We're going to square root it on both sides. And let's, oh, that was terrible. Oh man. My weird angle, I can't do it. Okay, so I'm going to square root both sides, right?
Oop, X ticket.
Not quite. And I'm going to get x plus 3
Wait, are you-
equals, Lily, you got Desmos right there. What's the square root of 225?
Let me just type it in real quick.
15.
15.
15,
Yeah,
right?
I'll say
Okay. What happens when I make a square root myself?
I don't know.
Something happens. We talked about this before.
No, wait,
You remember, Lucas?
What?
Or no, Greg, I heard you say it. What was it?
Positive and negative.
Positive and a negative, right? When I get a square root myself, I get a positive and a negative.
Really?
All right.
Can I leave now?
Yeah, this problem so
Is the x by itself yet?
No, you got minus
No.
3.
So when I minus 3, I'm going to minus 3 from positive 15 and negative 15.
Yes, Skolky.
And we are going to get x equals 12 and
Whoa, what is it?
negative 18. Okay. We did it the long way. I'm going to show you the shortcut of the next one.
Why would you show us so long way from
Because I want you to appreciate the shortcut. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, this is so much better.
We'll appreciate it. You don't have to
So
show us.
really, when we do this,
Wait, so instead of your phone doing those,
Yeah, that's
just
like
wasting
that's
time.
It's probably going to make us do the long
No,
way.
you're just going
At what point?
we square
But
root.
okay, now do the long way.
So,
Oh, instead
how
of
about
using
you?
about 3, we're just gonna put them together and square it.
Let me listen to music.
all right. Everybody got this one down?
No, get in paper.
Yes, we haven't done.
Hey, grab one too, Dr. Please.
Yeah, we do.
All right. We're gonna look at t squared minus 60 equals 247. So we're gonna
Only
do the
got 2
short way.
hands for 2 papers.
And basically, we're gonna skip like 2 steps in the middle.
Do it twice, then go back to
So
yours.
I'm gonna find C. I'm gonna find C first. I'm gonna go negative 6 divided by 2
Most definitely.
squared, which is negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3 squared, which is 9. All right, this is where the shortcut's coming in. I am going to make parentheses and a squared, and inside here, I'm going to put my variable as t, right? Because I'm doing t squared minus 6t.
Sure.
All this paper.
Inside this piece right here is minus 3, right?
Sure.
I'm going to go minus 3. And it's going to equals, I got 9 here, right? I have to put 9 in here with 247. 9 plus 247 is 256.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Dude.
And we're going to solve it from here. So we skipped like 2 steps in the middle. So,
Wait.
I found
Jesus Christ.
C. See, this is why I do it the long way first. So you can see how this works. I found C, right? Which was 9. I added it to 247. And then I said, you know what? I got to solve this. I'm going to skip some steps. And instead of doing t squared minus 6t plus 9 equals 256, and get t minus 3, that's really t minus 3 squared. When I look at this one right here, I basically skipped these 2 steps. I skipped these.
What
And
is
I
that
just
for
went
a skip?
straight to this one right here.
Oh my God.
What, Lily?
Nothing.
I'm confused. Just
I'm confused.
Are you Lara? Are you confusion? Okay, so we keep going.
Keep going.
Well, maybe we'll try another one too. Okay,
Excuse you.
so alright, hang on. I'll show you what I skipped. Here's what I'll do. I'll show you what I skipped.
No.
No, don't redo
No.
it.
No.
Don't redo
No,
it.
it's fine. Just keep going with
Keep
this.
going.
Okay.
Just.
Fine, I'm gonna do it real quick, just to bother you.
Okay.
No.
T squared minus 6t plus 9. I added it to both sides, right?
I don't care.
Okay, 1 times 1 is 9. Adds up to negative 3.
20.
Negative 3. T minus 3.
Golky
T
joke.
minus 3
2.
equals
No.
256, right?
But
And same
Are
thing,
lazy.
so it's really a squared. We skip these 2 in the middle.
wait.
Yes, Golky.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, you should make it be at the end.
Now that we are at this point, we are going to solve it for t by first square rooting, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
Uh,
hold on.
yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
So, you brought. I see how you got the 9, and I see how you added it to that.
Yeah.
But what?
By the end of this.
No. You just. Oh no, that's a part of that problem. Never mind. Keep it going.
Alright. So I'm going to square root both sides first. Lily, you got Desmos right there. What's the square root of 256?
16.
Okay, I get t minus 3 equals 16. And what else, Roy?
Where's square root? What do you guys
It equals 16, but there's more than one answer, right?
Oh.
Negative 16.
Negative 16.
Sorry.
Alright. And then I got to keep going. How am I going to get this t by itself big?
Minus 3.
You say.
Or add 3.
Yep, that's what I said.
He said the same thing as me.
Just not listening to Lucas.
Because usually I say the right things. And this time.
I trusted you, Lucas.
Sometimes.
This is
That's
what you
rare.
get.
No,
Alright.
Lucas, you let me down.
We add 3 to both sides, and we get 19 and negative 13 for our 2 answers. You guys want to
Homework.
try one on your own, or you want to do one together? still?
Homework.
I feel like this is more difficult than the other one.
Work.
It's not, as long as you understand the shortcut.
Just give
Do
us
you want to do one
homework.
on your own, or do you want to do another one as a
Homework.
class?
Just give us the homework.
Work.
No, that's not an option.
One more.
On your own?
On
Or as a
our own.
class?
What-
Alright, do one in the box on your own. Lucas was the only one who actually answered my question and didn't just say out something random.
This is the one time he
I didn't
hasn't
say
said
anything
anything
random.
random.
I
I
said
said
just
just give us the homework. That's
Oh.
not random.
That was not that was a random answer to what I asked. I did not ask that.
Hey,
It's
4
mine.
squared is 16, yeah?
Correct.
Because you already did it.
Yeah, go, come here. I'm not sure what you do after that. Like, I got 16, but you said you're skipping these 2 steps back here, right?
Okay, so you add, in 16, you add it here, right, to get,
23? 25?
so let's go equals 25.
YouTube.
Over here, so step 2 step, we're gonna put parentheses to the square. And then we're gonna start off with whatever variable we have. It was x, right? So x.
Oh, yeah.
And then, what was this piece right here?
8 divided by 2?
Yeah,
Oh, 4. That's why I said 4 squared.
oh, so we got plus 4 inside there. And we're gonna solve it from there.
Oh, so you square root
Yeah, square root.
25 and then.
Keep going.
Don't remember your last name, Craig.
Okay, do your shorthand. Okay, which says, it's gonna equal 25, right? So it equals 25 still. Okay, now we're gonna have a parentheses. And square after
Wait, Goki, if this is right, I understand.
I think I got it.
Did you get 1 negative 9?
x plus 4.
No.
Let's solve it. Now solve it.
Did I do that right?
Okay.
Look,
That made mine.
Because
Subtract
then,
4 and
No,
After you square root. Square root
oh,
first.
you didn't even.
Mr. Golgi, come to me.
Yes.
All right.
Come to me.
No. Hey,
Oh, he asked first.
oh, my hand was up first.
Actually, I didn't say it.
You forgot to divide by 2.
He said actually.
You forgot to divide by 2 to put in there. It's
What?
this that you just
Oh, yeah, no. I heard that.
Wait, so did I get it right?
Right. So how do I get?
Lion King. You wouldn't know that.
I would
You got
have gotten
16.
it right.
What did
Yep.
you
add it to whatever it equals, right?
So 16 plus.
Okay, so say you skip those steps and you got to here, yeah? And you square root it, so that becomes what?
Then you got
5.
You don't get
And
Good stuff.
then you make 5 and then it's partner. And then since it's still x plus 4, you got a minus 4 from
Wait,
5.
Lucas, you got 1 negative 9, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I got it.
Goki, can I use that?
After the lesson,
I can go
and
And I'm
after
gonna get a
like
drink after the lesson.
Lily, I think. Yeah,
but you
Lily
have-
was
I gotta
first.
go
You
back.
have to do it to both sides.
Oh,
Be
patient then. Hope Lily was quick.
What? Okay.
If it went, it wouldn't be negative 1, it'd be
Go
negative 5.
You say real
Because
quick.
remember, you gotta do the opposite of
I
what
said you
that
better
is.
hope Lily goes quick.
Okay, I'm going to the bathroom. I'm gonna check
Not
to
yet.
say-
Lily was first. Oh,
Oh my god.
Here you do it. How about you do it on the board for us?
Wait,
Fine.
Mr. Golgi, wait.
Oh,
wait, never mind.
You wanna,
I got it.
you wanna divide that by that, and then
Yep.
and then you
We're
get,
going.
you get 4, maybe 4 squared,
Why are you writing so tiny?
which equals 16. Because I
Sure.
feel like I need a lot of space. And then
Alright.
and then I got that.
Yeah.
And then you want to make your little thingamabob.
Yeah.
And since X is the main thingamajig,
Yeah. That's
um,
true.
uh,
Some good descriptions. Good
Um,
descriptions.
and then wait, let me grab my paper.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. and then since that's 4, you want to plus it.
Yeah.
And then you want to put the other thingamabob. And then you want to do that. And then you want to do the equals. 25.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you do that, or no, when you
Yeah,
do.
You're right.
You got 16 plus.
Mm-hmm. You get a 9 plus 16. You're right. And you get 25. Now we gotta solve it.
Oh yeah, and then you do the
Square root.
yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Then, and then that brings that down normally,
Uh-huh.
and then that makes it 5. Yeah. So seems about right. And then you gotta make its partner -5.
It's
It's a
significant.
good description. Got good descriptions today.
And then you want to do but you're not finito
That's true.
because you got a -4 and
For everything,
then that
right?
makes it
Wait, one
1
quick second.
and then that makes it -9
Yup.
and that's the answer.
That's
Did you get that? Okay. Did you get
I
that?
messed up though.
One more
I
time,
actually
Lucas.
have 5 on this side
Oh,
too.
yeah.
One more time,
Yeah.
do it all again.
Okay, yeah, I'll erase it and I'll do it again.
You're good. You're good. Cut you off. Stop, Lucas.
Wait, go Keith.
You.
Let me do it.
Yeah.
What? He was right. You got it.
No, let me do it. It was wrong.
It's not wrong. You're good. All right.
I'm never
Nice job,
wrong.
Lucas.
I have all the answers.
Most people, as I was walking around, most
Yeah,
people were
we
doing a
can
pretty
make
good job. One or two things maybe they missed, but nothing major.
Whoever that was, you
I
said.
look
Alright.
at me when you say that.
I was facing you already.
Really?
Relax. All right, that's it.
Nope.
Start on your exit ticket,
Nope, $100.
and then I will turn on Socrative and put your homework on Google Classroom.
Judge,
That's
say
it.
it. Say it.
Yeah, really.
Can I go to the bathroom now?
It literally was first.
What? I asked you.
I know she has.